Welcome. Coming right up here. Welcome, man. Welcome to this.
Good to meet you,
the set. Thank you so much for coming out, man. Last minute,
Definitely.
everything. You know, we was able to make the schedule work, and we are excited for what we have in the next room right here around the pool table. So
Absolutely.
This is Bank One Billiards, where we have a conversation around the pool table. We're going to talk about everything from current events to property management to you know, the real estate, all of that industry. We're going to have a nice conversation. We're also going to play a game of pool. So
all good.
Again, glad to have you. So the specifics of the game, right? This is a stylized game where you have to bank one of your balls or bank the 8 ball. A bank is hitting your object ball off a rail and into the pocket. Or the cue ball, 2 rails or better. Has to be 2 rails. No ball in hand, everything is in the kitchen, behind the line.
Gotcha.
So on a scratch shot, you're gonna put it behind the line, you're gonna just shoot your shot. Other than that, any questions for me?
No, not at all. I'm looking
not
forward
at all.
to
You ready to play?
I'm looking forward
All
to
right,
it.
let's go. All right, Tone Robinson, everybody. He is on Bank One set. Welcome.
Thank you.
So we have our guest choose our pool stick. You good with that one, or we got some options over here?
Oh, I think I'm good with these, man. I ain't gonna be too choosy.
Choose a different one. This is a show where we're gonna play pool, but also get some meaningful conversation that our audience can take directly from and apply it to their everyday lives. So that's our goal right here. We want this to be not desensitized media, but media that, you know, our viewers can take and put into their everyday life. So
sounds good.
Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself that the world might not know.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you for having me on your show. I think this is a really good concept, a really good idea. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, played a little football in college and had an opportunity to work in banking for about 15 years. And for the past 15 years, I've been running my real estate company full time.
DTS Property Management.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us, what does real estate mean to you?
That's a great question. Real estate is everything for me. It's life. I mean, real estate, there's so many ways to make money in the real estate industry. Really just being able to be creative within each format, you can find ways to make money. And so, you know, real estate is really life for me.
Growing up, I guess for me, being a young African-American man, real estate to me was like huge, right? It was something that I couldn't fathom of actually owning my own property. So what do you say to those 8, 9, 10, 17-year-old young black men about owning their own property?
I was them. I was them. I didn't come from a family of ownership. You know, my family wasn't well off or even really middle class. And so I really got introduced to real estate in college. And so the exposure through athletics, because athletics got me to college, kind of led to the journey, and you know, working in banking gave me the opportunity to be exposed to just really the basics of credit, the basics of banking background and fundamentals. And so really honing in and really looking at real estate as a viable option. Really my why was really just to be able to pay back Sally Mae.
Yeah.
I think most of us can relate to that in some degree, right? So I was already working. I had my own apartment as I was getting ready to graduate and doing my own thing, but I knew I was going to 6 months after I graduated, Sally Mae come, that door's knocking, right? And so I really looked at investment in real estate as a vehicle to be able to supplement the income that I already had full-time as a banker. And so I was just following the books, so to speak, right? And so I read all the books by the investment gurus, and I was taking independent studies classes while in college. And so my first property was a 3-family. And so I bought that 3-family to be able to have that rental income and then be able to live for free.
Nice.
So a lot of the terms that people use nowadays, like house hacking, I was doing it back in the late 90s. So yeah, man, I was just running the plays that I saw other investors doing across the country and writing books about.
And now that kind of goes into my next question. Like, what's the biggest misconception when it comes to like investing in real estate?
That it's hard, period.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, life is hard. You can choose your hard. Hard is relative. Going through life with 500 credit and paycheck to paycheck is hard, right? Having 700 credit, it just takes a little discipline. right? So hard is relative. So it's really, that's the biggest misconception, is that it's hard.
And we'll get into the game, but this is really going a great conversation. So when somebody comes to you, I'm 21 years old, young African American man, never been in the real estate industry or even seen a property that's worth $500,000, right? What do you say to them to get started, right?
I'm gonna give you the play. I was just asked this question, so it's an interesting conversation because I just thought about it, right? So if you can allow me just a little bit. So a person who's 20, let's say he's 21, fresh out of high school, don't really have a lot of direction yet, trying to figure it out, like a lot of us was at that time, right? Whether you go to college or not, doesn't matter. But let's say you get a job at Amazon making $15 an hour, okay? If you still live at home, that's the key. If you still live at home, working at Amazon, $15 an hour, 40 hours a week. Over the course of that year, you'll make probably about $35,000 without overtime.
Right.
So most of those checks are probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about $1,200 every 2 weeks. I did the math on it already. So, but essentially, if you live at home, most of your needs are already taken care of by your family and by your parents.
Right.
So if you're diligent with your credit over that 12-month period, even if you're starting from scratch, being diligent with your credit, you can get to 700 credit in 12 months very easily, right? With a little bit of diligence and a little bit of discipline. And saving up about $5,000 or $6,000. So just think about over the course of a year, if you live at home, you don't really have a lot of expenses, 700 credit with a year on the job with about $5,000 or $6,000 in the bank is a great opportunity to be a first-time investor in your first 3 family, just like I was.
There you go. So it's more so just discipline. It sounds like being
Absolutely.
disciplined. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We all like to party and go and live life and buy nice things, but the discipline to save that money over the course of that year in that first 3 family or 4 family, it was 2 to 4 units, gives you the opportunity to live for free if you choose to, or just collect all the rental income.
Yeah.
And so that gives you the opportunity to start wealth building at an early age with a year on the job. I think most of us could do that.
And I know we'll get into this a little bit later, but I know DTS Property Management, you all have that kind of that coaching, right, to help those younger people get through the first
We do,
steps.
but that's a different business.
That's a different business. Okay, so we'll get into that a little bit later. Okay, cool. Let's shoot pool. So are we playing competitively?
Competitive.
So that means that if you win, you get on the Bank One Hall of Fame.
Okay,
that's what you want.
Got you.
Okay.
I'm with it.
Got you or got me?
I'm all for being embarrassed too, so it's okay.
Okay. All right, so let's get it. So since we're playing competitively, I have a quarter, and this is what we do in our tournament.
Okay.
You're gonna call heads or tails, and that's who's gonna decide who breaks and racks. All right. So call in the air. Tails. Tails.
All right.
So I'm racking, you're breaking.
So they already racked.
Well, I'm gonna put my special sauce on it. Yeah, I got to. Just to make sure we playing competitively now.
A little special sauce on
A
it.
little special sauce on it.
So I guess that means I gotta have a good break, huh? But wait a minute. A lot of new ways signifying
good.
nothing.
I was about to say it sounded good.
Yeah.
Open table. All right, we'll go 11 corner.
Yep.
John, come on. 10 to the 12 in a corner. It's a combination.
There's a whole lot of traffic over there. Let's go 5 in a corner.
Good try. Orange ball. That's your shot. So I didn't call that. So on this show, we gotta call our shots. If I would have called it, that would have been good. Ah, that hurt. I was clean too.
6 in the corner.
It was so clean. Like I
thought
knew
you
I
were
was
shooting
doing.
for this one though. For
I
real.
was shooting for that one.
Okay,
That's why it's
okay.
your turn. Yeah, that's why it's your turn. Oh yeah, good shot, 6 ball.
And I come back with the 5 right there.
Mm-hmm.
Ah!
Oh. The sport of realty. Did our research on the top mansions in the U.S.
Okay.
that have pool tables. So I kind of wanted to see how real estate and pool tables kind of, you know, coincide,
Okay.
right? So this our first one we got
Panama City.
Panama City.
Been there.
You been there?
I have. Not that house, but Panama
Not that,
City.
okay. It like when you do your job, your day in and out, are you seeing a lot of real estate with pool tables? So,
No. And I wouldn't.
okay.
I'm not a realtor, number one. I did hear you mention that earlier. And that's
Property manager.
Correct, and that's on purpose. So I deal
Okay.
with investment properties.
Yeah.
And so most of the properties we deal with are going to be multifamily units to some capacity. And some single family homes, but buildings, 4 units, 6 units, things of that nature.
Got you. So that's my bad. So it's going through the foreclose process to get a home. Is that one of the ones that you
Yes,
would recommend? Okay.
absolutely.
Can you
That's-
talk a little bit more about that?
Absolutely, it's one of my preferred ways to acquire properties.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ways you can acquire property, including off-market or wholesale real estate, bank foreclosures or REOs is one of my preferred ways as well, because the banks typically are not in the business of selling properties. They want to get the loan.
Yeah.
And so when they go through the foreclosure or someone goes through the foreclosure, the bank is usually looking to offload that property at a discounted price.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so absolutely, that's a great avenue to acquire some property.
More so than this. And then what other ways can you acquire property besides foreclosure? Like just maybe one.
Sure, going
Yeah.
through the tax deeds, so
Okay.
the local county auction when someone doesn't pay the tax bills. Also auctions, real estate auctions like
But
auction.com.
I thought that was all like part of foreclosure downtown, right?
There's bank foreclosures and there's county foreclosures. If the lender forecloses, that's different.
Got you. Okay.
And then if the county forecloses for taxes, those are completely separate, but both still foreclosures.
Okay, got you. And then let's just take a look at some more. I was inspired by these because we're going to build a Bank One set. Once this first season is done, we're going to start working on building our Bank One set. Red felt is always my favorite, so we threw that in there. Our production team.
Okay.
What if I had to have it, I would have a pool table in all of your properties, to be honest with you. I don't even care if we on a wall like
Until
this.
you have
Like, with a pool
liability
table-
issues.
So talk a little bit about that. Liability issues, what you mean?
Absolutely. So you have exposure. If you're a landlord and you have a property with a pool, for example, or a pool table, more opportunity for liability. A kid falling off the pool table, somebody getting hurt with a pool stick,
Broken glass.
broken glass. It always brings about extracurricular activities in some capacity. So
Gotcha.
it's just the additional liability.
So we got to put the pool table in a padded room with no
Well,
glass.
no, not necessarily. So if you have a themed property, for example, let's say a midterm or short-term rental, like an Airbnb, for example, or a home that you're renting out to professionals, and you have a basement space or a pool party room, for example, where you have a bar, pool tables are great. So that's a themed property for, let's say, a
Theme
midterm or
property. So
short-term rental.
that's
Yes.
got you. Okay,
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that knowledge. 12 ball corner. It's gonna hit off one rail first.
Got you. I was going to ask you if you're going to get it clean or off the rail.
Off the rail, sure.
Good shot.
Thank you. See, I like to get my bank out the way, so I'm gonna come 10 back here. Get back there. Oh, move!
Almost. Almost. She looked real pretty. Take that 3.
3 ball. Here we go. Good shot.
Come on, get the 3. 2. I think that
ball.
is that blue one. Yeah.
Ugh. 15 corner. Shot was free. Let me get this.
combo that.
Go in. Good shot. Good shot.
Appreciate it. Come back right there.
Talk to me, I'll talk back.
7 to that one back there in the corner.
Okay.
Hit it too flush.
Property management or banking. What's the
Okay.
difference between the two? And then I know you were into banking, and then you went over to property management.
Correct.
What inspired you to do that shift?
Wanting to be self-employed. To be quite honest, if we're being all the way honest, banking is a great foundation for so many things in business, from credit to finance to marketing and everything else. And so banking taught me some great fundamentals about business. Gave me some great starting points, taught me some great things, and a motto I still use of think of yourself as a customer. I learned from my first job back in the day. So, but it's a stiff shirt culture.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Right, and so I don't look like that. Now that picture looks like that.
Why you don't look like that? Did we get the wrong person up
No,
there?
no. It's all good. It's all good. It's all me.
9 rules for guaranteed real estate success, and don't give away all the gems. Our viewers, we want y'all to go get this playbook, but give us at least one of them to get us in the door. Just at least one of them.
Probably the most important is knowledge of self, or know yourself first, and what you bring to the table as an entrant into the marketplace. So if you're a new investor, if you're 21 years old and have no experience, what can you bring to the marketplace as a new investor? You bring your fresh set of eyes, your fresh ideas, technology, because you grew up with technology. Believe it or not, a lot of real estate is still transactional, but very much, personable. And so technology is still being introduced into real estate with AI, with the drones and all those kind of things. So you can still be an entrant into the marketplace and bring something of value as a young person with limited information.
Limited. So if I, and this is, I'm making this up. So there's a gentleman that took out $100 million and he bought three mansions.
We talking about the president?
No.
45?
Right. So his little slogan or whatever is "Take that, take that."
Bruh.
So we ain't gonna say it. We're not gonna say his name on Bank One right now.
Right.
So why would someone of that stature, $100 million, do that? Why would they take out Why would they take out a loan and take out a mortgage for 3 mansions?
So we'll answer the question this way. If he had $3 million of income that he earned, he'd have to pay taxes on that at the highest tax rate, right? $3 million as a loan is tax-free. So already that answers your question, right?
Right.
It's tax-free. And then if you buy a property that you don't live in, you get to take advantage of the interest on those loans. That's also tax deductible.
If you don't live in a property that you pay for, you saying because you're renting out to somebody?
So correct. Okay. So the 45 changed the tax laws, as we know, gotcha. Right? And so one of the changes is mortgage interest credit, or mortgage interest. So the primary homeowner, a home that you live in as a primary home, you are no longer able to deduct that as mortgage interest on your taxes.
Okay.
So that hit a lot of homeowners, in the pocket. However, if you're a real estate investor and you don't live in that property as your primary home, the mortgage interest does become tax deductible for you. What I realized as a young investor at 23, right, buying my first 3-family, I knew what I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And I knew most investors didn't want to cut the grass, clean the gutters, and all of those things, take those phone calls and fix the leaky sinks. So my business is driven to success. That's the DTS.
Yeah.
On being able to do the things that investors don't want to do, be able to maintain their assets.
The number one tool for generational wealth, you spoke a little bit about this. What was a pivotal moment in your life that sparked your interest in entrepreneurship?
Having those basics as a banker first, because I still worked in banking for about 15 years, even though I had real estate. But when I started having a family and started having kids, I knew I still needed a way to be able to afford that. I just bought more property.
Gotcha.
Right? And so using those real estate as an investment mindset, not as a homeowner mindset, allowed me to look at real estate as a widget, right? And so if I know that widget, I can make money. If I can get it at that price, that's a great business, right? And so looking at real estate from an investment mindset and not as a homeowner or as a renter makes a big difference. Just having investment eyes.
Yeah, investment eyes, yeah. And is that something that you had to acquire throughout your career, or is that something that you feel like is passion drives you?
So there's a double-edged, there's a dual answer to that, because I studied business, and so I had a love of finance and numbers early. That doesn't always translate into into dollars, right?
Right.
But having those core principles as a banker, just understanding the credit piece and how that played a factor into everything, gave me a leg up early that I didn't know that people still are working on today, right? So I got started that way.
Okay.
And then what was the second part of your question?
I don't remember. Bruh. That's good enough for me. So the next one we got, hashtag real estate. You pretty much spoke on this. You know, we put this up here because I think this term, again, it's not scary in the Black and brown community. It's just something that we're not accustomed to.
Correct,
right?
correct.
And that's why we definitely have you on a show so you can inform us on it, and we're going to take this far with it. But I really feel like, and I think you said this in one of your videos, but it's really the keys to financial stability.
Correct, absolutely. So that's why home ownership is one of those metrics that the government follows in terms of who's buying homes, and obviously it's public information, but who's buying homes, what groups are buying homes at a faster pace, and things of that nature. Real estate is it allows you to have a deeper connection to a community.
Gotcha.
So once you buy a home there, you're gonna shop there. Your kids are going to school there. You're gonna probably be involved in the local events, probably for your kids, but because of that, so you're involved in the community, and now you're invested into that community. So it is one of the pillars of stability and financial literacy or wealth. It can be.
Yeah. We both still got a bank one. Combo.
Nice. Got a nice run right there. You can run the table with that right there.
10 ball. I still got a bank one though, you know.
I mean, yeah, but that's all right.
$14 right here. Nope.
Come on back, son. It's not a bad shot, though. Stay away from there. I'm gonna bank this one here, off the rail back here.
2 rails or better. Yep, 2 rails.
Yeah, I got
1
you.
rail is a kick.
1 rail.
Good try, good try. 9 ball right here. Chalk for this one.
Get out of the way. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Now it's open up. Nah.
We're gonna go here with the, what is that? The 7 right there on the side.
Oh! I thought I was done. We're gonna go to the next So we want to look at your Instagram, your social media.
Okay.
And we want to bring up pictures that we just need a little bit more clarification on. So tell
Okay.
us about this time. What's going on in this photo, man? This is a dope photo. Like Mike Tyson was one of those ones growing up that was like, he was like almost invincible, you know, and for you to be sitting here like y'all really looking like brothers, like tell us about this time right here.
So man, this is a lead up to the story, right? So I'm from Cleveland, like I mentioned. I grew up in the John Adams neighborhood. My grandmother, who actually is from Ohio as well, but she had an opportunity to work for the King family. And so she worked for the Kings and at the boxing training camp out in Ashtabula, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right. And so, by my grandmother working at the training camp, she knew all of the boxers at the time. And so, not just Mike, but Frankie Randall, Julio Cesar Chavez.
Okay.
Who was the guy in Youngstown? The Youngstown guy.
Anyway, I think we just had him.
Yeah. So she knew all of the boxers at the time, and so this was a Thanksgiving, and so she lived in Southington, which is right across the street from Mike's house, and so he came to Thanksgiving dinner in that picture.
Just came because he knew your grandmother.
Yeah, and the house was across the street. Her house was across the street from his mansion, so not even in the same ballpark. Yeah, definitely.
And that's kind of how. So that's actually kind of funny because you deal with property management and you see like how we can talk about redlining. We can talk about how houses are strategically placed in certain areas and in
certain types of homes.
Like that. Right.
Sure.
So you got a multi-million-dollar house across the street from probably like a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 house.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's in a rural area, and that's not uncommon, right?
Okay.
So our house had 12 acres. It was a home that was owned by the Kings that my grandmother was just living and leasing in. So, but that house had 12 acres, right? Yeah. And so across Mike, I don't know how many acres he had as well, but his was fully developed out with a pond and a security house and that's where he had the tigers and all of that. So
you still keep in contact with him?
No, Don King's family, yes, but Mike is Mike. Did you see the fight with Roy Jones?
Yes.
They called it a draw. What did you think about the fight?
I think Mike won.
He beat the hell out of Roy Jones, and he beat his body up.
Yeah.
If he did that same exact fight from 4 years ago, Jake Paul would be going in the second round.
I pulled this from the production team because this reminds me of my cousins, my brothers. I can resonate with this. So what time was this? This is younger Tone Robinson. What was going on in this picture?
Man, shout out to my girl Tracy from John Adams. Shout out to Tracy. Yeah. She sent me this picture. This picture is, I was probably 9 or 10 years old in this picture. And believe it or not, those pictures are related. So the guy in the middle is...
Right here in the red?
Yeah, those are the Cowsett brothers. And so they lived a couple houses down from me. Yeah. And those guys started me playing organized football.
Okay.
So I came home, they coming home and they, walking in the hood and they got shoulder pads and a helmet. They, you're like, man, where y'all coming from? Who y'all play for? And so we all played football in the street and all of that, but that was different. Gotcha. And so that started me on my athletic journey with football, and then having the opportunity to play football in high school and go out to live with my grandmother, to have an opportunity to be out there as well.
Non-ball back here.
Okay. It's your bank shot, right?
This will be my bank shot.
Okay,
if I make it, I need some chalk. I ain't gonna play around with this.
I can't believe I missed that layup.
Body.
All right, I'm gonna take that one. Can I get to it is the question.
Behind the back?
No. Come straight down.
Yeah.
What's that? 7 over there.
Left me in a bad spot. 1 rail 14 right here. Right.
There we
That
go.
8-ball
Let's
moving.
see if I can do something with it. Now you gave me a little life now.
Shot. Yeah, it's coming too.
Side. Straight up first.
Shot.
Ah, I know it wasn't.
You can see that one.
That's my bank over there.
Yeah. Oh, good try. That's close. Corner. That hurt. So we both still got to bank a ball or bank the 8
Yep.
to win. This is for the board, the Hall of Fame.
Go straight down.
Hold on, Tom, hold on.
Yep.
We're gonna leave that right where it's at, right where it's at, right where it's at. I am a big music fan. I think music gets me through a lot of my business entrepreneur journey.
Okay.
So I always put this in here. So what is Tone Robinson listening to when he's about to close, driving on his way, about to close a real estate deal or something like that?
Probably a podcast.
Podcast, okay.
Probably a podcast.
Yeah.
If it's music, probably some hip hop or some rap. But I have an eclectic palette, so I'll listen to some reggaeton, some Afro beats, some a little jazz. So I can listen to anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And we got a couple artists that we're gonna put up here. We got Drake. You're listening to Drake or Kendrick Lamar? Which one you choosing?
I'm a party guy, so I'm gonna say Drake.
Drake. Okay. Drake got that one. What about T.I. or Too Short?
That depends on where I'm at.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more about that. Like, so T.I. is pretty much we in a skating rink.
No, hell no. You try to be PC.
Ain't this the same shirt he had on?
I mean, I don't know about that. No. So if I'm in the South, if I'm in Miami, Atlanta, if I'm anywhere really, anywhere other than the West Coast, it's probably gonna be T.I.
Probably T.I.
But if I'm on the West Coast, if I'm in Vegas, if I'm in Cali, definitely Too Short.
So what is it about? So obviously it's a the area matters
For sure.
And is it more so of respect, or is it more so just like your feeling, your gut feeling?
No, T.I. gonna have the party turn.
Gotcha.
Too Short gonna be a little more laid back, like Cali swag.
Yeah.
But T.I. gonna turn it up.
You're gonna turn it up. Yeah, I got you. Nah, bro, I'm gonna try to put it underneath me right here.
Okay.
And this would be my bank.
That look good. That look good.
Oh,
Pretty shot. Nice shot.
God, that looks
Nice
too good.
shot.
What I'm gonna do with this 8 though?
You gotta bank that one too.
Got to, right?
Bank a bank.
Right here.
Yep.
That's dangerous. Y'all see what I see?
Nah, that ain't no
You said
scratch
no.
on that. Yeah, that's safer. That's safer. That's
Yeah, I gotta
safer.
play
That's safer. I see you play a little defense too.
One rail.
Yep.
Two
Two rails, yeah. Right there.
Yep. Oh, what I'm supposed to do with that? That's tough. Oh my goodness, that's tough. I can't scratch though. Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Get back there.
All right. See what I can do with it here.
Oh, he set up. That's the bank right there.
Ooh.
Yep. Move everything out your way. I help you. Move everything out your way.
This for the Hall of Fame,
Yeah,
right?
move everything. We done with the set design. Move all that. This the one right here.
Ooh.
Oh. We wrapping up. So Billiards and Chill. So I'm a filmmaker, Tom. Billiards and Chill is the spinoff of Netflix and Chill.
Okay.
So we're playing pool and we want to check out some films. Before we do that, Martin or Fresh Prince?
Definitely Martin.
There we
Definitely
go.
Martin.
That's, why Martin though? That's what we got to figure out. Why Martin?
So Martin is intrinsically funny.
Ooh,
Right.
that's a good, yeah.
Will Smith is a great actor. The show was about his life. And so you can kind of understand being in Philly, going out to LA or going out to whatever. It was relatable, but Martin was just hilarious.
Funny.
Yeah, Martin was just stupid. The characters, the sayings and all of that. It's still memorable to this day.
That's what I would say. You can still watch Martin today, and the things that he did say, even the characters, is relevant today.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So definitely Martin.
Definitely Martin. Have you seen this movie, The Banker? This is about, this is with Anthony Mackie, this gentleman right here.
It's called The Banker?
Yeah, The Banker. Yep, true story. He was a young black kid in a white suburban neighborhood, and he was kind of like eavesdropping on these bankers, knowledge and getting knowledge from them. And he grew up, and he learned the industry, learned the business, and he started doing everything on his own, starting to be a banker on his own, buying real estate, selling it, and all of that stuff. But he ran into a problem is that he was black. So all the industry is taken up by mostly pretty much Caucasian people. And if they found out that this black man was making all these business moves, they wouldn't fund him, they wouldn't allow him to do this. So that's what this is story on. And so I guess I would ask you, being a black man in this industry, how do you navigate? How do you move through with this? I mean, I'm not saying this is years ago, but how do you navigate?
Really, real estate is really a two-factor business, cash or credit, period. If you got cash, cash is king. You can buy what you want if you got cash, right? But if not, most of us are using our credit, and it's smart to leverage the credit, right? But if you have good credit, you don't need, that extends racial bounds. Anybody can have 700 credit. Right, 650 credit, 620 credit is still lendable.
Yeah.
And that's just maxing out your credit cards and paying the minimum payments every month.
Yeah.
So if you just are in the game and practicing and being in the game and know what to look for, it's very easy. It's not as hard as our previous conversation. It's not as hard as you believe. And now with business and business credit and the availability of it, you can be anonymous.
Yeah.
So there's all different types of ways and avenues to fund your real estate or any type of business venture, being on paper or off paper. Yeah. Some of the richest people in the world say control everything and own nothing.
Control everything and own nothing. I like that. And then that kind of goes into like owning 100% of nothing is nothing. So if Bank One, if I own 100% of Bank One, but we don't have zero things, so we don't have any investors, any money put in, is zero.
That's
100% is times zero is zero.
That's
so
right.
I like that. The next one we got to scare. Again, I'm a horror fan. Are you into horror?
No.
Not at all. Okay, so you won't buy a ticket to my movie when I make it.
I will buy a ticket to support you.
There we go. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. So again, horror fan, Scare, directed by Ronaldo Marcus Green.
Okay.
And we don't have to talk much about this, but this is a series based on a previous series that they're doing like a sequel to, and it's about redlining. It's about this black woman and her husband and her children coming to a predominantly
Wish your
white
mama happy birthday
neighborhood
before she
in
goes to work.
California, I believe, in LA,
birthday,
like Compton,
Be safe.
when it was predominantly white, and they
Call
don't
came
want
in
to-
just before
and they
6:30
made,
a.m.
a sinister twist to it. So I guess as, again, just playing a little bit off just you being an African-American man in this industry, what ways or what have you seen closing deals?
Redlining still happens.
Redlining still happens. Okay.
happens. There are certain people that don't want you in their community.
Yeah.
Right? There's certain neighborhoods that are still like that for sure. Money is the great equalizer in America. Right? You can live wherever you want. And so redlining still definitely happens. So you have to expand your mindset more than anything else. You don't have to live on the east side of Cleveland or on the west side of Cleveland. You can live in a different municipality. And so just because this is a major metropolitan area, you can still live on the outskirts.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And the gentrified areas are the areas that you want to invest in anyway, especially if you can get in early.
That's so tough. Yeah, right here under me.
I'm gonna go here with it.
Okay.
Now, because I got a bank, I can't scratch on the 8, right?
You can scratch on the 8.
But it's still a good game, though.
It's still
Okay,
a game.
yeah.
Yeah. Great question. Great question. There we go.
Ooh, that was it too. Ooh.
Yo. That was it.
That was it. That was it, y'all. That was it.
Do I shoot? How much? This the last. Dang, I don't even know. I'm gonna shoot this 8 ball.
You gotta take the shot, man. You gotta take the shot.
I gotta take the shot. 8 ball corner, and then we'll go ahead and close out. Let's go close out first. Let's close out.
Yes,
This
sir.
game is a very mental game. I played this since I was probably like 16 years old,
Okay.
and the more I play it, the more I get from it. This was brought to you by our nonprofit that teach youth how to play the game and the ways to use it as a mental health tool. Our pop-up question for you is, what was the first ball that was made?
And I knew I should have paid attention. It was your 11.
All right, I'm gonna go 11 corner.
Yep.
It was the 11 ball, the red and white one.
Okay.
But that's good. The orange and white was after that.
Okay,
Yep,
gotcha,
the orange and white. So that's good. So that proves our point. So I'm gonna shoot this 8 ball. So the game is not over until it's over.
That's facts.
It's not over until it's over. But let me see if I can be an advocate for the show. Nope.
Good game,
There you go.
brother.
Great game.
Good game, bro.
Tom Robinson, everybody.
I took my whipping like a man. I had the shot, though. I was almost in the Hall of Fame, y'all.
And to close this out, again, we appreciate you spending your time with us. You got that camera, this camera, or that camera. Tell your younger self, tell your son, your daughter, if you have one, your niece, your nephew, what would you tell them?
Financial literacy is the key, period.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Tom Robinson, everybody. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Great. That's a wrap.